We got two more teams to get to. Steve, I'm going to you first on this one because you are a Big 12 guy. Kansas. What's going on with them right now? And how can we get David McCormick to be David McCormick from Big 12 play last year? I think that's the biggest thing, right?
Yeah, I had three things I wrote down. And number one, David McCormick, he's averaging 8.5 and 5. If you're going to put a wish list in, he's got to double that. We talked about Big 12 when we did the Big 12 preview. I said, man, 16 and 10. That's got to be his goal. Can he get 16 and 10? Because Coach Self wants to establish the post. He wants to run through the post in big moments. 8.5 and 5, he's got to be better than that. And so really establishing that because of the depth up front. They've got Lightfoot, but everything else after that is youth and young and not as, the size of a guy like David McCormick. Number two, and it's going to take a little time and it's coming. I think one of their most talented guys, obviously Agbaji, he's got to maintain what he's doing. But Jalen Wilson, he's averaging 5 and 5, but he is a talent. And I think he is terrific. And I think he's got to, they've got to get, if it's a Christmas wish list, to get him going and playing up to his capabilities. Because if he does that, he takes them to a whole nother level. And then the third thing is, it's just a consistent point guard play. DeJuan Harris, Harris obviously struggles from three. But the one thing is when they had guys like, Marcus Garrett made big, tough shots. He always made winning plays. He could really compete defensively. But, Remy and Harris, figuring things out at the point guard position and being solid there for Coach Self. But number one, McCormick, though, all the way. And I think Wilson, too, if he comes on, Kansas is already good. But I think that takes him to another level.
What do you got, Ashton?
I agree in terms of the impactful post presence. Every Bill Self team, they can go inside and out. He likes to throw the ball inside and really makes his presence felt in terms of the post. Also, consistency and scoring coming from the point guard position. Remy Martin in particular, and I say that only because he averaged 19 last year. At Arizona State. So I look for him to take pressure off of Agbaji. He's the one guy that can, especially heading into, this conference season, going into the NCAA tournament. He's just one of those guys, late shot clock. You get late into the game, he can really control the game, but he can make shots off the bounce. And you talk about that post presence. And if you get Remy Martin really creating and scoring at will like he's used to, like we're used to seeing him the last few years. Obviously, that's not particularly his role with them this year, but I think he can do it if need be. And it'll take a lot of pressure off of Agbaji heading into the latter part of the season.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that you can just kind of give the ball to and say, all right, go get us a shot, right? Like, I don't know if you can necessarily do that with Agbaji. If McCormick isn't effective, like you can't really do that with him. So, but to me, the obvious answer is just figuring out what you're doing at the 5 spot. It's either get David McCormick right or find a way to make Jalen Wilson be effective as a small ball 5. One of those two things has to happen, and they're not happening right now. So I think that's how you get Kansas to the next level.